And then take a look at this. I shot this video as the migrants were waiting for Border Patrol. A bunch of them went up to the border wall and started snapping photos and selfies, celebrating the fact that they had arrived in the United States, almost using the border wall kind of as a tourist attraction, almost it looked like, or some sort of background for their social media photos.
President Joe Biden figured out that he was president and therefore he could issue executive orders on the border. What he did was nothing. It's like putting a Band-Aid on a giant crack in the Hoover Dam. It's not going to change a damn thing. It was purely political. Of course, the question about the border and what he did here is not, oh, now he's doing an executive order, and for the last year he said he couldn't do an executive order. No. You got to go further back than that. Oh, well, Joe Biden's doing something to fix the border, even though for 3 years he said that the border was fine, it wasn't a crisis, and nothing needed to be fixed. Yeah, you could go that far back, but no. You should go even further back. Oh, Joe Biden did an executive order to stop the flow of people across the border, even though on day one he had an executive order that opened the flow of people across the border. Yeah, you could make your case there, but no, actually, you could go even further than that. You can go back to when Joe Biden was running for the Democrat nomination, and he promised, using his words, that he would surge to the border and open it up and let everybody in. He told us what he was going to do from the beginning. And now he's pretending like something's broken. Oh, even worse, he's pretending like something's broken. He's the only one who can fix it, and it's broken because of Republicans. He's a lying, hateful, despicable individual who's ruining our country. And the border is just half of the equation. But as we look at the border crisis, that is a crisis and has been a crisis since day one of the Biden presidency, what he did yesterday not only won't fix anything, it's actually causing those who are breaking our laws on a daily basis to mock us, openly mock us, because they see what a paper tiger America is with Joe Biden as president. Bill Malugin for Fox News has the report from the border, and this is going to make your hair catch on fire.
Yeah, Dana, good morning to you. While most people were sleeping last night, we were out here witnessing an enormous mass illegal crossing right where we're standing here in San Diego County. We'll get right into the video. Take a look at this. This was about 6 hours ago, 1:30 in the morning Pacific time, as we watched hundreds upon hundreds of people from all around the planet cross illegally here into Jacumba, California, a major hotspot on the southern border. No resistance whatsoever. They simply walked past the Mexican military on their side of the border, then came through a gap in the wall and arrived here in the United States. Single adult men from all over the place, a lot of them from African and Asian countries. Met a lot of guys from Mauritania, that is in West Africa. That is a special interest country because of potential terror and national security concerns. You'll see in the video, there was one single Border Patrol agent out here trying to corral these hundreds of migrants as they were coming in. The migrants were asking us, are we in America? Where's Border Patrol at? We had a chance to talk with some of them as they were coming in. Take a listen. Where are you guys from? What country?
Mauritania.
Mauritania, from Africa.
Yes.
Yeah? And why'd you guys come to the United States? What country?
Nepal.
Nepal.
Yeah.
All of you from Nepal?
Yeah. No English.
No English. What country?
Vietnam.
Vietnam. What country are you from?
Mauritania.
Mauritania?
Yeah.
Mauritanians?
Mauritania, yeah.
Where are you guys from? What country?
India.
This is America. See the red lights? That's Border Patrol. Straight. It's straight.
You are Tidwana?
No. San Diego. See the lights?
San Diego. Okay. Thank you.
And then take a look at this. I shot this video as the migrants were waiting for Border Patrol. A bunch of them went up to the border wall and started snapping photos and selfies, celebrating the fact that they had arrived in the United States, almost using the border wall kind of as a tourist attraction, almost it looked like, or some sort of background for their social media photos. And back out here live, you can see behind us, another group has just crossed illegally. They're predominantly Colombians. I talked to them a few moments ago. They want to go to New York.
All right, we'll pick this up in a minute, but oh, God, November 5th can't come fast enough. Seriously. They're taking selfies in front of the wall after they cross it through an opening that probably Biden sent a crew down there, a union crew, mind you, to go and create the hole in the wall so they could sneak across. And they're taking selfies like they're at Disneyland in front of Space Mountain. But is Kamala Harris going to go down there dressed as Minnie Mouse and pose with them? We are such a joke right now internationally. Remember what Joe Biden said? We're going to get respect around the world again. The rest of the world's going to respect us finally. Does that look like respect to you? We are in a country where we're like the subway in New York, where people can just hop the turnstile and nobody gets punished. They're taking selfies. By the way, where'd they get their phones? I thought they were impoverished. How do they have smartphones? How many poor people who are starving and can't make it? Did any of those guys look starving to you? They're in pretty good shape. Dressed pretty nice. How many impoverished people who can't scrape enough pennies together to get a meal around the world, so they have to desperately come here to the land of opportunity where the streets are paved with gold? How many of them have smartphones? How many of them have $1,000 iPhones that they're taking selfies with at the border wall? We are being taken. Don't you feel like a schmuck the way they're taking advantage of us? And what's even worse is that if you dare say what I'm saying right now, if you dare raise an objection to this, you're the racist, you're the xenophobe, you're uncaring, you have no compassion for people. How dare you? That's not who we are. This is America. We're a laughingstock because of Joe Biden, because of his party. Okay. Sorry. Then again, this is yesterday's report. This is like hours before Joe Biden got tough on the border because he saw that it's now June and the election's coming up in November. So I better do something. Well, even better, I better make it look like I'm doing something. I'm not actually going to do anything, but I'm going to sign a document and then give a speech blaming Republicans so it'll look like I'm doing something. But don't worry, I'm not going to do anything.
Primarily Brooklyn. You look on the ground right here, torn up travel documents from Indian nationals. And then you look over to our right over here, you got more people from all over the world waiting for Border Patrol to pick them up. These guys are from Asia. There's a couple Chinese there. You can see they brought their luggage with them. They're waiting for Border Patrol to pick them up. Guys, the bottom line is, as we wait for President Biden to see what this announcement is today, these migrants out here, they just don't fear consequences right now, and they haven't for several years. There's no fear of removal, no fear of deportation. Will President Biden change that today with whatever he's about to announce? We'll wait and see.
Remarkable stuff, Bill. Really extraordinary. Just one of many, many times that you brought reports like this to us. Just a simple question. If everybody's got an iPhone that's charged, what are they doing on the Mexican side of the border? Where do they get that? Where are they staying? Who's helping them?
Yeah, that's a question we've been wondering too. And we are able to see in some Telegram channels that these smugglers operate, how they get them to the border. They drive them up in SUVs and little convoys, because this area is out in the middle of nowhere on the Mexican side. There's not a Mexican city across from us. We're in the middle of nowhere on the California side. It is a very well-oiled, well-organized machine that these cartel smugglers are operating. And in those Telegram group chats, some of them had been talking about this announcement that Biden is supposed to make today, wondering what it is going to be. So the president has an opportunity here. He can crack down. He can start increasing deportations. He can start imposing consequences. And maybe that will start changing some of the mindsets here at the southern border, where there's no fear of consequences right now.
Just another day. Thank you, Bill Malugin. Terrific job down there from 1:30 in the morning in the middle of the night to bring us that now. Thank you, Bill.
Yeah, really good work from Bill Malugin, as usual. I remember when he was just a local reporter in LA, and he's really doing a great job. And you know, there was something that occurred to me as I saw that report, all the torn up travel documents there, because you know they always tell you that these are undocumented workers. You're not allowed to call them illegal aliens or illegal immigrants or illegals in any way whatsoever. No, they're just undocumented, guys. Hey, guys, they're just undocumented. Well, they destroyed their own documents. They tore up their documents. That's why they're undocumented. They had documents. They tore them up. But they didn't tear up all their documents. I'll share one more thing with you, and then we'll close this one out. This is a video that went viral over the weekend. Do you see this line? It's in fast motion here, but you can see how long the line is. Super long line. This is in Houston, Texas. And it goes on for blocks and blocks and blocks. And this line leads you right up to, you see that building there? That is the Mexican consulate in Houston. And this line that goes for blocks and blocks and blocks and blocks is for Mexican nationals who were waiting in line to vote because the Mexican election was this weekend. And so there they are lining up to vote at the Mexican consulate in Houston. That's how many of them are there. And they're all voting because they're Mexican citizens. They just happen to be here, illegally. They hated their country so much that they wanted to come here, but now they want to make sure that they vote in the country that they hated so much that they left. But here's the real kicker. Before they vote, when they go up to the Mexican consulate, they have to show them a photo ID. Yes, that's right. In Mexico, you can't vote unless you have a photo ID. And so each one of those undocumented new guests to our country, while voting in their old country that they just left behind, have to show a document. The undocumented workers show a document that proves that they are who they are before they vote. Of course, here in America, if you ask for a photo ID for somebody before they vote, you're racist because they can't possibly figure out how to get a photo ID. They're not white after all. That's what the Democrat position is. Don't blame me. Oh, asking for a photo ID hurts Latino and Black voters disproportionately because they're incapable of getting an ID. Well, these guys are capable of having an ID for the country that they live in where they do have to show a photo ID. But here in America, they can vote without having to show a photo ID. Oh, I know. You have to be a citizen to vote here in America, right? That's right. You do have to be a citizen to vote here in America. And of course, how do you prove that you're a citizen when you go to vote? Well, you just... I got nothing for you. Search me. I got nothing.